It's too high, I can run too much stuff. Guys, but do you have like any sort of the data on it? It is too much. To be honest, right now it seems like it is some sort of the buzzword. Many people say, oh, 150 is too much. And like, people just roll with that. Like, it is only 25 more levels. In perspective of this game, it is probably not that much. 25 more levels will give you way more damage. It gives you 50 more a year if you're gonna put everything in one stat phantom. I'm not sure if that's like that huge. And like with every single level up, your defenses also like upgrade due to the like level increase. Why subcuts are all higher? Why should meta stay the same? I mean, people do not look at it that like to make it look exactly the same like in the other Souls games, because that's not even the case, yeah? It's only similar to Dark Souls 3, but in reality, both Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 had like a different metas at the end of the day. People stuck in Dark Souls 3 mindset. I don't know, like it's... I think people have their good reasoning behind 125. People have like good reasoning behind like even 100. And 150 seems like okay too. It's just like you changing a little bit the overall approach. I think the meta is going to develop naturally to be 150 or even higher though. Just because you're finishing the game at something around 130 if you are leveling up consistently. 25 levels gives you max damage output, max tankiness, strong poise, and weapon variation, and access to hybrid build options. Not really sacrificing anything. The point of a build is to have to specialize into something and not be able to do it all. I am not sure if you can do it all on 150. I don't really think like 25 like attributes is that much. Like, you know, for me it doesn't matter because I'm fine with 125. I am fine with 150. I am fine with 100. I'm fine with 60. If you want to tournaments on 60, I'm gonna enter that shit, sure. I would say people really supposed to stop thinking of like a level meta from the perspective of the competitive play, because probably vast majority of people like thinking from the perspective of casual players. Like, you might do the tournaments and overall like different type of like fight clubs and so on smaller levels, and you can keep the duel meta higher for the sake of so new players have easy access into the world of the duels. Because like, you know, if you're gonna have like level, let's say 125 as the level meta, and vast majority of people gonna finish the game above 125, then you are excluding these players from potential PvP encounters, and that's not good. You know, it's, I think like the approach, the previously the level meta wasn't about tournaments, because only since Dark Souls 3 the game became like really a little bit more competitive. Firstly, like it was something that people established for the sake to have more or less like the bracket for the fucking PvP, so they can meet as many people as possible after they finish the game. You finish the game at 100, so each experience is different. Yeah, that's why we need like particular, like we need someone to collect the data and then think of which one is the best. Because I, for an example, finished on 125, but I forced myself to not level up. I was like, I can roughly estimate if I would finish the game with leveling up all the time I could, I probably would go with 135 at least, and I haven't killed 2 important bosses. As you can see, I have only 3 great runes. I think there is like a 5 or 6 in the game, yeah? So yeah, I haven't even like I haven't even seen all the locations. I have actually seen very little amount of the game overall, yeah? But it doesn't matter, like, you know, we don't have to calculate every single rune in the world. You kind of have to think about where, like, the average is going to finish, and perhaps establish, like, level meta from there. So, you know, there won't be, like, situation that it's gonna turn out, like, vast majority of players finishing legitimately on, like, 140, and then level meta gonna be established on 100, let's say. That's an example. And just because of that, like, people that finish the game regularly are going to be completely excluded from the PvP encounters within the duelist communities. That would be bad. That would be like fucking instant death on the actual fucking PvP community. Because people gonna leave and no new people gonna join in, or very little, because the entrance gonna be just requiring too much. Would require you to rebuild like completely, to download the mule and so on, yeah? The meta will solve itself? Yeah, I think like meta is going to definitely develop naturally. Not sure why people are so worried about meta right now. The game is gonna evolve, and yeah, exactly. That's why like right now I don't have like a strong statement on what's supposed or not supposed to be level meta. Just let's enjoy the game, and preferably like if you have time for it, just make plenty of characters. That's gonna be the best that you can potentially do.